that was.
The air horn.
What is happening?
If it's, I
We're
cough.
bored of college football.
No. Michigan State looked great at home, and they maintained that they're a good team. Georgia, obviously, handled Vanderbilt 44-17.
And here comes the crazy.
Here's another great game. They just keep on coming. Again, on Saturday, you were rewarded for staying up late to watch a game that wasn't on many people's radar. Arizona State and USC on the road.
A Pac-12
Arizona State,
swag off.
Another team that maybe they're not very good, except, well, here they are, they're 4-1. They just beat USC.
Here they are.
And how did they beat USC? Was it on a game-ending play, David?
46-yard Hail Mary touchdown. Holy crap.
Hey.
Hail Mary like the Tupac song?
No, Hail Mary like the football play that Tupac was thinking about when he made that song. All right? I mean, those Hail Marys aren't supposed to work. It wasn't a great play by the USC defender. But still, wow. And if you're an Arizona State fan,
then you need to reevaluate your life.
Yeah.
I strongly disagree. They are
I understand they're good. They're 4-1. They're 4-1. They're 4-1. But Arizona again. Arizona.
He's got a point.
What's so great about Southern California?
Nothing. I'm not saying anything about Southern California. I would be rooting for Ole Miss.
Southern California is nice. Anyway, there's only one more game left to talk about.
No.
That's the Cardinals-Dodgers game.
Wrong.
You're not going to talk about Northwestern Wisconsin, are you?
Wisconsin's 17 in the country going into the game. They go to Northwestern, who's not very good, and Northwestern beats them.
And now the Northwestern's
because Northwestern is
Chirac. Northwestern wanted an academic bowl. Not that Wisconsin is a bad school. Wisconsin's a very good school.
Wisconsin's a very good school.
They're too good for me, and I can't afford them.
Well, what schools can anyone afford? Unless you're loaded.
SUNY.
Unless you're loaded.
No,
you can't even afford SUNY.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. 'Cause I have EOP.
I cannot afford SUNY.
The meal plan's $800 for the year.
Okay, but it's still $21,000. Okay, it's better than $60,000 a year, but it's still $20,000 a year.
Yeah, but then EOP's like...
I'll be swagging, I'll be swagging.
I hope NPR's listening right now
Lord
again.
of the Rings, call me Bilbo Baggins, swag. Little B. Anyway, the game we need to talk about is that crazy game, Cal something.
Okay, we'll get there. Ohio State beat Maryland 52-24. Oklahoma State beat Iowa State 37-20. East Carolina ranked number 22 in the country, well-deserved.
I thought there was only North and South Carolina.
45-24.
Well, yeah, because SMU doesn't have Monday.
And Kansas State beats Texas Tech 45-13. That rounds out the top 25.
And then there's one more game we need to talk about.
Which game is that? I actually have no idea what you're talking about.
It was Cal.
Oh, right, the Cal game that went right. That was unbelievable. I don't even. All I know is that
734 passing yards for that one guy, FBS record, and they lost 60-59. A game for the ages. I watched none of it, but it was crazy.
Why would you watch any of it?
Because it's college football. I'm not gonna watch college.
I think they were playing Colorado. So we look at the new top 25 that came out
yesterday. Actually,
the new Florida State remains number 1 in the country.
Wow.
And that's not a surprise to anyone.
Surprising.
Auburn moves up from number 5 to number 2 in the country.
Which might be a rematch of the past. You know, Auburn and Florida State played in a certain national championship game last year.
But Ole Miss...
Who cares?
Ole Miss, 11th in the country, up to number 3. Mississippi State, who actually received 2 first-place votes, up from number 12 to number...
Because they're a swag bunch
tied
of teams.
For
who did they beat? They beat who did they beat before this week? Texas A&M and Swagasippi State.
Number 5, Baylor. Number 6, Notre Dame. Alabama down to number 7.
Alabama.
Michigan State to 8. You ruined my top 25, Nick. So much disrespect for these teams like TCU, who goes from number 25 to number 9. Or the Arizona Wildcats, unranked last week. Not even on anybody's radar. They're number 10 now.
Well, those people gotta get a new radar because Arizona's in the building. Let's
go Wildcats!
Let's move on.
This show has strayed from all seriousness.
Okay, no.
But no, I said I follow my promises. So we'll start with Cullen Riley Duffy.
Top 4?
Your college football playoff. The 1-4 game. Who's 1, who's 4?
Number 1, University of Illinois.
Right. Ben Gordon. Your college football playoff.
Number 4, Lafayette.
Lafayette doesn't even play FBS.
Number 2, Ole Miss versus Vassar.
Anyway,
Ben Gordon, your top 4.
Don't tell me that wasn't interesting.
I'm liking some crazy upsets. I think number 4 is going to be Florida State.
Really? They're going to go down to number 4?
I think they're going to go down to number 4. I think they need to get a new coach.
No, I'm not asking for what you think it'll be on the last game of the year. I'm asking for right now. What's your top 4?
Right now, I think Florida State's number 3.
Right now?
I think.
Right now, they're number 1.
I think they haven't shown enough process.
Promise?
Promise.
Promise?
I think
they really don't process well.
I think they're not the best team in the country. I think your number 4 team. I would still put number 4 as Alabama. I think they're still really good. Then 1-2, gotta go with the Mississippis, and Mississippi State's number 1.
So
and
Auburn's
number 2,
not in your top 4.
Auburn is a good team.
So Auburn over Alabama over Auburn in your top 4 right now.
Well,
even though
who was in the national championship last game?
Auburn. So why do you like Alabama better?
That's a color.
You know. You can't make it back-to-back years. It hasn't been done since the last time it was done.
Gus Malzahn, the head coach of the Auburn Tigers. War Eagle.
Who replaced that other guy who was the Cam Newton prodigy.
My serious top 4 starts with the 1-4 game. Number 1, you got to have Florida State. They've been there all year. That's how it works. They're the preseason number 1. There's no reason to bring them down from there, especially with all these other teams losing. They're number 1.
Wait, David, I have a question.
What's that?
Siri, how many swags are in a top 4 college football game?
Let me think about that.
Here's
what I found on the web for how many swags are in the top 4 college football.
So while Siri thinks about that, I'll continue. Number 4, I like Baylor over Mississippi State right now. I think that Mississippi State was favored to win the game Saturday, and I think while it was a tremendous win, they shouldn't be bumped up that high. After winning game, they were favored. And then number 2, I like Auburn, and number 3, I like Mississippi. And right now, I think the team that would win the national championship is Auburn. They look like the most complete team to me right now.
Well, where's Todd Gurley in that top 10? Nowhere to be seen.
Well, Georgia's got a loss. Georgia lost to South Carolina. They don't belong there.
Oh, if you lose to South Carolina, it's like losing to the Confederacy.
So, moving on to baseball. We start with the
Swag's back.
Unbelievable.
Oh, check the game.
Oh, let's do a live check of the current game that's happening at this moment in the greatest sport, which is the national pastime, baseball. We are still scoreless in San Francisco after 4, each team with 3 hits.
Madison Bumgarner.
It's after 4.
More like Madison Bumhole.
Now we have to make it an explicit show, Ben.
No, we don't.
Bumhole? No, we don't. Bumhole.
The point is
that
so
18 inning game first.
Let's do the 18 inning game. What a tremendous display that was.
Was it?
No, it was pretty boring.
Because
honestly.
the Nationals could have won.
Boring.
The Nationals could have won.
It was 18 innings of nothing.
That's a beautiful sport.
The Nationals really could have won. In that top of the 9th, they could have won. And Jordan Zimmerman,
swag to the max.
8 2/3 innings, 100 pitches. How many hit? 3 hits?
Yeah.
And he walks one guy. There's 2 outs. He walks one guy. He's only thrown 100 pitches.
And what was his last start before this? A no-hitter.
Right.
100 pitches. You can if he allows a hit for the next batter, walks the next batter, you take him out. He only had 100 pitches, and they took him out with 2 outs and 1 on. And the reliever comes in and blows it.
And this is
and then they lost.
Bullpen. Yeah.
And then they lost an 18-inning game, which they should have won in 9 innings.
But they've changed the closer. Soriano is awful.
My take on this game is Matt Williams is just. Can I fire Matt Williams?
No.
Do I have that right?
No,
because
you don't,
this isn't
but
his
I agree.
team; it's Davy Johnson's team. I know Davy Johnson wouldn't have screwed this up. Davy Johnson definitely would have left Zimmerman in. And
Especially with a shaky closer position.
I mean, God, he didn't even give up a hit. He retired 20 guys in a row. He gives up a walk, and I've heard stats. Okay, I've heard stats such as guys in their fourth plate appearance against Jordan Zimmerman are hitting around 350. And I've heard a stat, something like with, I think the three-hitter coming up, which would have been Posey. Posey was very good numbers against Zimmerman.
There were 2 outs.
There were 2 outs, and his last game before this was a no-hitter, and this game he retired 20 in a row.
He retired 20 of 21, with the walk being the guy he didn't retire, obviously. And you have to ask yourself in that situation, who is a better pitcher? Jordan Zimmerman or Drew Storen?
What did he blow? The game against the Cardinals 2 years ago.
And it's clear that Jordan Zimmerman's a better pitcher. Jordan Zimmerman is clearly better.
Might be the third best pitcher in the national, third or fourth best pitcher in the National League.
He only had 100 pitches. You just got to let him try to finish the game.
There were 2 outs.
Right. I don't. 3 hits, 1 walk, which was
2 outs.
You bring in Drew Storen.
If you walk to lead off the inning, I don't know. Maybe you take him out.
Yeah.
There were 2 outs, and instead of winning in 9, you basically play a whole other game to lose, and you're going back to San Francisco down 2 games.
And mad at yourselves because this is a game you should have won.
They should have won the first game.
Yeah.
And they should have won. They really should have won the second game.
You know what?
And it's not. I really don't blame the Nationals as a team. I blame the manager.
I blame Matt Williams.
Well, also when you only score 1 run for this guy, you can't blame. Right. You can't really blame Storen that much. I know he gave it up.
No, you
can't blame Storen. I haven't heard anyone blame Storen.
Okay, then I'm the first.
Fault. It is Storen's fault. Storen gave up the runs. He wasn't charged with the run, but Storen let that run in, and it's Storen's fault.
But you gotta
score
more than 1 run.
There's no leadership. That's
Tim
not.
Hudson's good. As far as this guy Maki, who they put in the 7th inning,
more like Machiavelli, the prince. Am I right?
Or Lopez, and Sergio Romo, who I'm not a fan of.
You're down 2 games. You're now down 2 games. 2-0. Going back to San Francisco to play Madison Bumgarner, who's just amazing in the wild card game.
Literally, that's it. Like
you don't take Zimmerman out. That's just not what you do.
Yeah, and they can't hit. This team cannot hit. I don't know if I said that last week, and that's the flaw with this team. When is it Adam or Andy? Which LaRoche is it?
Adam.
When Adam LaRoche is your best hitter, you have a problem.
Yeah, where's Bryce?
Bryce Harper's had a bad year.
Both these games have been low-scoring games. Both of these games have been low-scoring. The Giants haven't been hitting that well either.
I think the Nationals have a lot of good players. I think that Adam LaRoche is their best hitter. Look, Span's good. Span hit .302 this year. Okay, one of the best leadoff hitters in the game this year. Anthony Rendon hit .287. Okay, Jason Worth hit .292. So I don't think their lineup is as bad as you guys think.
But those aren't guys who go into the playoffs like we have Span, Rendon, Worth, and LaRoche. You don't go into that lineup and be like, that's a nice lineup. I can.
It's good enough when you have the starting pitching that they have.
Yeah, but they don't have the bullpen. That's where it comes down to it. That's where it comes down to it again.
Let's just say this, though. We talk about how they don't have the bullpen. In all fairness, the Nationals' bullpen was good. Technically, they weren't charged with. They weren't charged with. They were only charged with 1 run.
They were good, but Soriano
give the run.
Soriano blew up this year.
Storen, I don't know. And
Storen and Clipper aren't that good.
It's appalling to me that he didn't let Zimmerman try.
Yeah. 2 outs.
Let's say Zimmerman gives up a hit to Posey. Then you have runners at first and second with 2 out. That's when you go, all right.
If he'd given up a hit. If you give him up a double or something, maybe you take him out. There's 2 outs, and he walks a guy. You go out there, you calm him down, and you let him pitch. You let him pitch.
moving on to the